I'm trying to live a slower, more intentional life, and part of that means romanticising little moments in the day and taking advantage of any free time around work. I've always been a morning person and always loved being the first person up in the house because I love a little quiet time to myself before the day begins. I am an extroverted introvert. While I love socialising, I also get socially drained very quickly and get overwhelmed by people very easily as well. And I think that's another reason why these quiet morning moments are so sacred to me, because it's precious me time that kind of resets my mind and sets me up for the day. I think learning your personality type, how you interact with people, how your social battery holds up, really helps you navigate more clearly how to intentionally spend your free time and use it in a way that energizes you rather than drains you. Now that it's finally getting sunnier and warmer, I can go back to my favorite type of screen break, which is standing on the balcony and getting some vitamin D. And as an avid people watcher, this is 10 out of 10. Now, as a gal whose favorite time of day is the morning, I usually do all my workouts before work, but this week I've been enjoying having slower mornings that don't require rushing out the house to work out and saving my run for after work, which also acts as a nice separation between the workday and my evening. So we are trying to incorporate more fish into our diet. So tonight we had mackerel and it was delicious. The hardest decision a girl has to make is what book she's going to read next. And after searching my ever-growing TBR list, I settled on Black Buck. The ritual of doing my hair before bed has rapidly turned from my least favourite task to my favourite act of self-love. And just like that, we're winding down with a book in bed. If your Sundays aren't slow and wholesome, I fear you're doing it wrong. At the moment, all my Sundays start with a long run. And this morning I had 21.1k, a whole half marathon. And while this is a distance I've run several times before, it remains the longest distance I've ever run. So the last 6k was such a challenge. And as lovely as the weather was, the sun made it so much harder. But I got it done because I can absolutely do anything I set my mind to. And knowing there was a matcher at the other end helped too. And the best thing about this Sunday was that I had no other plans. After a few busy weekends, I was craving a day in front of the TV, which we all need sometimes, but I often feel too guilty to give myself. I'm also back in my knitting bag. I seem to pick up knitting every few months and then drop it again when I inevitably get bored or frustrated with it. But learning new things and allowing yourself to be a beginner at them is all part of slowing down life and letting your inner child in. My ultimate goal is to be able to knit, crochet and sew myself an entire wardrobe. I think that is such a flex, and anyone who can do that is instantly cool in my eyes. But baby steps, Olivia, let's not run before we can walk. Maybe finish knitting your scrunchie first. If there's one thing that makes me feel like the main character in an early 2000s rom-com, it's sticking a vinyl on the record player and cooking a spag bowl, or a vegan spag bowl, which this was. What a perfect way to end the day.